WomenRacing.com, Dr. Miranda and Magic back to talk to you about Saratoga and the Grade 2 Lake Placid Stakes on Saturday. Dr. Brandon is a field that actually drew pretty well, especially for being a Saratoga Stakes race. 8 horses at Saratoga, so of course Chad Brown has 4 of them entered in here. Where are you going to go on top? It's some interesting runners here.
So starting off with the number 1 with the Moonlight for Charles Appleby. She has been doing great since coming to the United States back in July. So she does have 2 starts under her belt on the U.S. turf, which I do like because I typically don't like when these European horses ship over here. They have their first start. I think they need a couple tries to really get used to being over here. But anyway, she has gone 1 for 2 since being here. She got second in the Belmont Oaks, a G1 back in July. She then went on to win a G3 at Saratoga 2 weekends ago. Now, that field only had 5 horses in it, and the pace was very slow, so she was able to stalk pretty easily. She is going from longer distances to a shorter at 1 mile and 16th. So I'm not sure if she's going to like turning back in distance, but she definitely does have the talent to contend in this race. The number 2 is Sail By, who has been off since mid-May, where she got 3rd place in the G3 at Belmont. Before that, she was entered into the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Turf, where she got 13th out of 14 horses. I also do not like the fact that she has not won a race since October of 2021. Her positives, however, are that she has won at this distance before, but I do think that she needs this race to kind of get back into the swing of things, especially looking at her workouts. There's not a whole lot that I like, with being 45 out of 74 horses and then 39th out of 56 horses. The number 3 is Eminent Victor, who is the first of 4 horses in here for Chad Brown. She gets Flavian Pratt on top. So that's a plus because he probably got his pick between this one and the number 6 Haughty horse in here. She faced her 2 other stablemates last time out and got 2nd place. But I also want to add that was at 1 mile. But she did act like she wanted to go a little bit farther when she rallied down the stretch. She is lightly raced and has won 2 out of her 4 career starts. And she has faced good company, including horses like Pizza Bianca. She has a lot of upside, but it's just going to depend how this pace sets up. The number 4 is the 2nd for Chad Brown with Consumer Spending. She finished behind the number 1 horse last month in the Belmont Oaks, but was closing well, and she ran out a little bit of room. This race is a bit shorter, so she's going to have to be a lot closer from behind the pack. She's won 4 out of her 7 career starts and has the fastest closing speed. But like I said, this race is shorter, and she's going to need a pace meltdown in order for her to be successful. She won back-to-back states and has a win at this distance, even beating out Pizza Bianca in a great ungraded stakes Aqueduct. The number 5 is Dolce Zell for Chad Brown with Irad aboard. Last time out in the Lake George, she ran into trouble at the start where she was bumped, and then she was blocked around the 1/4 pole, but was able to get around and secure the victory, which was very impressive to me. She beat out 2 of her stable mates. She has one of the fastest early speeds in here, but I'm not going to expect her to take the lead. I think Irad is going to have her sit back a little bit. My issue with her is that her best buyer performances are at 1 mile both times, and both times that she has won or ran at 1 mile and 16th, they haven't been her best performances. The number 6 is the last of the Chad Brown quad with Haughty. Pratt is off of her this time, and Rosario is aboard, which isn't a terrible thing because he is 2nd on the leaderboard at Saratoga this meet. But he also has about 50 less starts than Irad, who leads it. Last time out, she didn't have the best performance, getting 9th out of 10 horses. But I also do not think that she wanted to go that distance. I think 1 mile and 1/4 was a bit much for her. She gets back to 1 mile and 16th, where she's won at this distance at Keeneland. I just think that these other horses in here are just a little bit better than what she is. The number 7 is Canisi for Christophe Clement, who has gone 2 for 3 in her career. This is her stakes debut, so she has the least experience out of all these horses. However, I do want to add that last time out, she went gate to wire because there wasn't very much speed. This race might set up the exact same because a lot of these horses like to come from behind. So I would not be surprised at all if she tries to do the same and steals the show from these more experienced horses, because I think that Christophe is going to send her and see if the rest can catch up. She also won that race at a longer distance, so she can definitely keep up the speed. But the bad thing is there was not a whole lot of competition in that race. So my question is Dolce Zell going to send with her, or is Chad going to let his horses sit back a little bit? The last horse is the number 8 Koala Princess. who is having her second race in 2022. She started out pretty solid in 2021, going 2 for 2, even securing a win at Kentucky Downs, which isn't the easiest thing to do. That race then put her in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly Turf, where she finished in 7th place. In her last 3 starts, she likes to come off the pace and close. But like I said, I don't think this race is going to be super fast. So she may have to change up her running styles like she did in her debut, where she went gate to wire. I think that this race personally is just a bit much for her because her 2 times in graded stakes, she has not had her best efforts. I also do not like the fact that this is the longest that she's ever ran. So with all of that said, I'm going to go with the number 7, Canisi, to pull off the upset. I think that Javier is going to use the same technique that they used last time, and they're going to shoot out of the gate and hope the rest play catch up the entire race. I know this is a huge test for her, but I just really don't think that this race is going to be super quick, and I think that's going to help her out tremendously. In an exacta box, in case I'm completely out of my mind, I'm going to add in the number 1 because I do believe that that horse is the best one in here if she is able to run her race. But I think with all these Chad Brown horses in here, the water is gonna get a little bit muddy. I also going to add in the number 5, Dolce Zell. So in a trifecta box, I'm going to go with 1, 3, 5, 7, and add in Imminent Victor because she did stumble last time out, and that may have affected her tremendously.
Dr. Miranda going for a big long shot against 4 Chad Brown horses in the Grade 2 Lake Placid Stakes. That's race 8 at Saratoga on Saturday, August 20th. Dr. Miranda, let the folks know where they can find you for all of your tips and insight.
At Miranda Bunge.
Make sure you head over to racingnews.com for free picks for every race, every track across the country, as well as in-depth previews just like this one at youtube.com/racingdudes. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel before you leave. We'll see you at the track.